in time. Wake up, it's DAM in time. DAM in time. Truth in the booth and the whole chat line. I walk in with the facts, no fluff in the bag. Hot coffee, cold truth, let me raise that flag. They came for the jokes, but they stayed for the lesson. I turn headlines into business confessions. I don't do fake, I don't tap dance nice. I say what I said, then I say it twice. If the world gone crazy, I'm the morning alarm. With a mic in my hand and some smoke in my palm. Say D-A-M-N, D-A-M-N. Say it one more time. D-A-M-N. If the truth hit hard, let it ride. If the show got value, put some love inside. It's D-A-M-N time. Everybody say it. D-A-M-N time. Don't just replay it. D-A-M-N. We live in the chat. If the facts hit home, go and tap that tap. D-A-M-N. Hands in the sky, wake up, get smart, let the nonsense die. Tap that tap, drop that love. Shack going crazy when that truth show up. Tap that tap, drop that love. D-A-M-N in the morning now, turn me up.
One, two. Yo. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? It is DAMN time, special edition. This is an emergency show, ladies and gentlemen. This is an emergency show. What is Poppington? Let's get it going. It is yours truly, the Mohawk and Real Talk and Living Fully Business Bully, Dave Anderson, out here doing what I do. Snapping necks, cashing checks. Woo! What's happening? Check in, tap that tap. Let me know that you can hear me all right, that I am coming through loud and clear. I want to make sure that y'all can hear me good. It's a lot going on, and I need y'all to get in the game, people. It's time. It is time for the main event of the evening. Yours truly, breaking down what has happened. Listen, I literally just got back from out of town. I was down in Maryland, and my phone started blowing up like, yo, you hear what Tasha K said? I said, no, what Tasha K said? And she said, y'all like the KKK. I'm like, who is y'all? Oh, Foundational Black Americans. I said, hold up, wait. And so I said, listen, there's got to be some type of rational, logical, meaningful explanation in this, but I need to make sure y'all can hear me. Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen and lady friends, it's a lot to go over. There is a lot to get through. But if anybody's going to do it, it is going to be your boy. Yes, indeed. And I know for a fact, because I know my people, y'all were waiting for me to come on here and address this. And I'm not mad at it. I'm definitely not mad at it. There's a lot of things that have taken place and transpired. So yep, Messy Michonne said, I hope you downloaded the apology video. Yeah, I got a piece of it because, you know, I believe in factual journalism. It's a thing for me, and I can't even get started. Y'all are already lighting up the super chats. Listen, shout out to Dimple718 with the silver star. I do appreciate you. You better think you're not even a YouTube member. What's up with that, Dimples? We have a conversation about that. Messy Michonne with the 10 jewels. Give me that gold coin. I love that. FBA 2110 with the $4.99 super chat said, email Tasha K. She wants the FBA on her show to explain it to her. How's my song go? I'm him. Say it with your chest. I'm him. Oh, don't worry. We got a lot of stuff to go over. We are going to make sure we go over all of it. When this thing came through, I walked through the door and I turned on YouTube, and there she was, having a conversation. So we're going to get to all of that today, and hopefully we won't have any issues, because sometimes you transfer a video from your phone and it wants to act all wonky and crazy. But I want to set a few ground rules. First thing we're not going to do is we're not going to attack anybody tonight. Now, we are always allowed to return fire. I want to be clear on that. Thank you, Damien, for the gold coin. Do appreciate that, Big Pimpin'. We're already. It's okay for us to return fire. Let me take the stunners off. Let your boy, show you the glass skin, and let's have a conversation about everything that has transpired, why people get these things messed up, and what actually needs to be discussed. Because a lot of times we are constantly, yes, I love when that happens. We are constantly having conversations past each other and not with each other. And so my hope tonight is that we have an actual conversation, because the one thing that I will not do is treat Tasha K like she's Roland Martin, because we all know Roland Martin is a butter biscuit cool. Speaking of which, I just got a fresh bag for Roland. Roland needed a fresh bag of chocolate covered butter biscuits. I got it for him. And I wanted to make sure that we actually came in here and was respectful. So thank you for that. Let's see here. Gangster of Love 499 said, "We not accepting no apologies. Those days are gone." Well, I haven't seen the apology. I got to take part of it. But what I want to have happen, it's the same thing with Godfrey. We have to have substantive conversations. Now, if somebody is diligent and respectful in their apology, I don't have an issue accepting it. That does not mean that if they violate beyond that, that we, treat them accordingly. And what I mean by that is you do not go where you're tolerated. We only go where we're celebrated. Does that make sense? I feel like those are some very simple, easy ground rules. Now, I will tell you, if you are in the chat right now, the messages are going absolutely insane. So if you want to get your message highlighted, you want to make sure I see it, make sure that you send over a chat of the super variety. Send yourself over a super chat and we can have this conversation. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. We got a lot of stuff to cover tonight, and y'all know I'm tired. And I'm gonna get up tomorrow morning and we're gonna do the show again. But this was important. And when something happens with my people, I gotta make sure that we put it up, we get it popping, that we have the actual actionable conversation. And so I want to make that happen. FBA 2110 says, Tasha K says she wants you or Tariq on her show. Man, listen, it's a plum pleasing pleasure to meet the first correspondent school graduate of the Wendy Williams School of Technology. I got to sit up under Wendy's learning tree, so I got a lot of admiration for Tasha K. That don't mean I like everything she talk about, but that's her lane. I don't do gossip. I do scholarship. I do growth. I do marketing. I do sales. I do lineage business. There's well over 200 people in here, and we don't have 200 likes. The like button will not shock you. Some of my content might, but the like button will not shock you. So we're going to have a conversation. But you know what? This is what I will give Tasha K. I will say this. I'm going to see Tasha K before I see Godfrey. This is in less than 24 hours. How does that happen? Oh, because, I guess people got different schedules or they this, that, and the third. But yeah, like I need y'all to understand something. This is not going to be a witch hunt. That's not what I'm here for. Shout out to Terry Miles with the Uncle Alert. I will take that. Thank you, Power Players Magazine, for the Silver Star. And let's get this thing popping. I got a lot of stuff I definitely want to make sure that we cover. And that to me is extremely important, because we've got to be able to have a real conversation. So the first thing that I want to go over today, and this is extremely, extremely important. Tonight is not whether or not you like Tasha K. Tonight is not about whether or not you like Tariq Nasheed. Tonight's not about whether somebody on Twitter hurt your little feelings. Respectfully. Tonight is about whether words still have definitions. I need to be clear on this. The internet's reached a point where everybody can disagree with you, and they're automatically Hitler. Everything you dislike is fascism. And apparently somebody who knows their grandparents was in the KKK. That is not going to fly. Foundational Black Americans are being discussed as though it was something you sign up for. And that right there, party people, that is the first problem. You do not sign up for ancestry. You don't pay dues to your great-great-grandmother. You can't resign from history. You can leave a gang. You can leave an organization. Roland Martin needs to leave Old Country Buffet. You can't submit a 2-week notice to your ancestors. That's not how that works. Now, let's get it popping, people. When Tasha said this, and of course I could be paraphrasing, but I don't really think that I am. Tasha says her experience with people attacking her African husband shaped how she views foundational Black Americans. So let's establish something immediately. If somebody insulted her husband because he's African, that person was wrong. Period. I'm not here defending xenophobia to defend lineage. I'm not going to do it. I will never defend xenophobia in order to defend lineage. I ain't on that. I don't really need to. But somebody mistreating your husband does not transform millions of people's ancestry into some type of magical hate organization. To put it another way, an asshole who happens to be a foundational Black American is still just an asshole. He doesn't become the chairman of everybody's family tree. Now, for the record, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm sure she'll correct me on this, Tasha K's husband is from Mali, if I'm not mistaken. So, of course, she's emotionally protective of him. I'm emotionally protective of my family. She should be. But emotional investment explains the initial reaction, which, from what I'm seeing, was very knee-jerk. It doesn't prove the argument. And we can sit here and talk till we're blue in the face. I'm not really one for all of that. What I want to do, though, is play the clip I saw on social media that I'm pretty sure all of you saw as well. So let's get that clip up, and then we can have ourselves a discussion around that. And we're going to build. We got a lot of stuff to go over. So let's make sure that we do our due diligence, get the situation done the right way. And I am just loading it up now. All right, so let's run the clip, and then I'm going to go from there. Fair enough? Fair enough. So here is the clip in question. I need to make sure y'all have sound, and we're going to go ahead and rock this thing real quick for you. All right, here we go. Do me a favor, go ahead, roll that beautiful bean footage.
My husband, an African booty scratcher. They said that I cannot speak on the foundational Black American movement because I'm married to a booty scratcher. Here's what I think about the FBA movement and any other movement that has to do with Young Pharaoh, Brother Polite, Dr. Umar Johnson, all of these movements that y'all look up to, all these men, okay, that I guess guide you to help elevate your consciousness. Here's what I would say about the FBA movement. It's no different than the KKK. Meant to divide, meant to separate you, to isolate you, to have you looking at other races that look like you and hating them for no reason. That is the same foundation and principles that the Ku Klux Klan build themselves on, which is protecting their whiteness, their pureness, not knowing that they are not pure. It's a lie. And I don't get involved in these types of conversations because it's ridiculous. And it's very unintelligent to talk about, to even speak on, that I would deny my own children, my own grandfather, my own mother, just to protect what? A movement? Y'all don't put food on my plate? Y'all don't pay none of my bills? Y'all sitting in living rooms with bonnets on, causing division because you angry, trying to be accepted, no different than a gang on gang crime when you got them little boys in Chicago or any other city taking each other out over what? Just because you look different, you said something, now we got adults actually doing this.
We have an announcement.
Nope, not doing that part. Not doing that part. Listen, I'm a businessman. I'm also a businessman. My whole thing with what we just saw was crazy. And when I say crazy, I'm not calling her crazy. I'm saying the reaction was crazy. A few things. The first thing is I'm full foundational Black American, right? For me, I remember being in Pennell Elementary School in the 80s and being called an African booty scratcher. I don't care what y'all call it. When I was fat, y'all called me fat. Y'all called me Jabba the Hutt. You called me Gerald Dessert. Y'all called me a million and one things. I'm still here, and even then, I could take your bitch respectfully. I'm not worried about what you call me, right? I also don't necessarily believe in going after somebody's spouse. I think you attack the argument. I don't think you have to attack the person. Now, if the person decides to attack me, oh well, yeah, I mean, y'all already know. I'm turn up Timmy. That's just how it would go. You understand what I'm saying? And for me, that's neither here nor there. And I see we got a couple of super chats I want to answer real quick, because around here, I don't know what anybody else does. I don't know what any other content creator does. When people take time to reach into their wallets and drop a couple coins, drop a couple dollars, I'm going to respect them enough to thank them for it. So shout out to stupidpeople.com too with the MVP 250 jewels. I do appreciate it. You the real MVP. Appreciate you. Power Players Magazine says Tasha K says she has love for everyone yesterday, but tears everyone down on her podcast. Everyone is a blanketed statement. I've seen her tear a lot of people down, but I wouldn't say she tears down everyone. I have not been torn down yet. Don't plan on being torn down. But you know, we'll see. My whole thing is I deal with people on an individual basis. The most I've ever exchanged with Tasha K is an email here and there over time, sometimes for clients, things of that nature. But you know, that's the name of the job. Let's see here. Dimple said, "Good night, FBA fam. Dave, I am a member. You better thank a YouTube member. This show is late for my taste. Tasha K only apologized once she got hit with this FBA lawsuit. These folks need to be taught a lesson. It's only fair." Wait, there's a lawsuit? Somebody run me receipts. I wasn't aware of that. That's crazy. But yeah, Dimples, we will see you in the morning. Thank you for support. Thank you for being here. Definitely appreciate you. Latricia Baker with the Uncle Alert. Thank you for the 444 jewels. Shout out to Sexy Rest said, Earth, Wind, and Fire drummer John Paris remains hospitalized after San Francisco concert emergency. Well, prayers and blessings up to that man. But yeah, man, I definitely want to shout out to him. Also, Chili with the 6 jewels right there, Power Players Magazine. I do appreciate you. Now, your love, and I want to be clear on this, right? Your love can explain your bias. It does not prove your argument. Emotional investment explains why she reacted the way she did, right? But your love can explain your bias, but it does not authenticate your analogy, all right? So what I want to do is continue, because we sometimes what we need, aside from me just being up here, you know, running my hit makers, is y'all need a PowerPoint. Y'all need a PowerPoint. So we're going PowerPoint tonight. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So let's get it popping. Foundational Black American, for those who do not understand what it is a lineage designation. What that means is it identifies a specific Black American ancestral population rooted right here in the United States. This is fundamentally about genealogy and history. I want to be clear on that. So to put it another way, FBA is something you trace. It is not something that you join. Birth certificates, census records, family records, American freedmen, American slavery, American descendants, natives who were already here who got reclassified by the white T-man. Nobody is handing out FBA membership cards. The membership card is your family tree. We are not the Beatles. We're not a group. And I need y'all to stop with this whole Tariq Nasheed is the leader thing. If I never watch Tariq Nasheed again for the rest of my life, my great-great-grandmother does not disappear. You cannot erase my lineage because it offends you, because there's a level of ignorance or a lack of understanding. That's not how any of that works. So I can't really get with that. The Dre Experience says, is there a panel tonight? No, this is a special show. Stay focused. Let's see here. I see Darius. You better think a YouTube member says she went from saying someone asking if she knew about FBA to someone insulted her husband because he is African. Something isn't adding up. Those are questions. Measured Man says that's all this administration needs is to label us a hate group. Here's the thing. First of all, if you're talking about the Trump administration, let me explain something to you real clearly. The one thing that I need you to understand is I didn't come from a line of fleeing ass people. I did not come from a bunch of beta male simp manginas. I'm not worried about this administration. We've seen this administration before. I ain't worried about that. I ain't seen no dogs getting sick on us. That administration is focused on the Strait of Hormuz. That administration is focused on getting these illegals up on out of here. They are not necessarily coming to knock down your doors. Like, I'm gonna need people to stop with the fear mongering and put their common sense koofies on for a minute. I'm gonna need y'all to put on your common sense koofies. Like, for real, for real, for real. Can I explain something to y'all? Hold on, let me take this graphic down because some of y'all need to see my face when I say this. I'm not Captain Save a podcaster. I'm not Admiral Save a podcast creator. I'm not that. It's not a matter of saving her. The difference between me and a lot of y'all is I'm a doctoral candidate. I'm not sitting up here. I'm not Suge Knight. Even when I was bigger than Suge Knight, I'm not Suge Knight. My presence is enough to, at bare minimum, incite respect. And if not, I can show you what respect looks like. But what I will not do is sit up here and, one, pretend I'm going to put a cape on for somebody, because I don't do that. I call balls and strikes. I don't care if it's my own 80-year-old mother in Arizona. Also, I'm not going to, if you're looking for me, and I'm going to tell y'all this right now, if you're looking for me to go up there and start cussing her out and doing this, that, and the third, that's not going to happen. I don't need to do that. I'm a man of well above average intelligence. So I ought to be able to make the case for my people without having to resort to nonsensical BS. But trust me, there's going to be, as my grandfather would put it, a respectful straightening. So don't you worry. Let the champ cook. Let the champ cook. That's what I do. Shout out to LW Holiday with the 750 joules. Listen, she said it. Let him cook. Let me cook. I got this. So my whole thing is, it's very upsetting for people. It's very upsetting for people. I see Albie Chills in the building. You better think a YouTube member says that has nothing to do with lineage. The foundation of her argument is wrong. Now everything else she'd be saying will be off base or disingenuous. We got a lot of show to get through. Don't even worry. We got to really get there. We definitely got to get there. So my whole thing is, I'm not going to let anybody attack my people and it not go unanswered. And that's all we should be focusing on when it comes to these types of things that happen. These dust-ups are going to happen. But these dust-ups happen because we don't go into the belly of the beast quite enough. Too many folks be ducking smoke. I'm not one of them. And so for me, it's crazy. Let's see. Dre Experience says FBA lawsuit, LOL. Cardi B is not FBA. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. What else you got? Ladies and gentlemen, Captain, give it up for Captain Obvious up in here. Captain Obvious has just entered the chat, ladies and gentlemen. For the love of Ray J, some of y'all just ain't got nothing to do. Hasim Abdul says, are we suggesting she's unaware of foundational Black Americans? Really? No, that's not what I'm suggesting. I'm suggesting that there's a lot of people who are running around with a loud minority megaphone sitting up here saying all these things like we're a group, we're a cult, da yakety schmack. It is my job to provide facts. That's all I do. Dave Anderson's got a magical bag of facts and I'm unloading. That's all I'm doing. So let's be clear on that. Darius with the $5 super chat. You better thank a YouTube member. Says a respectful straightening is what Denzel got in a soldier story. Anything you don't want to do, the colored troops will do for you. All right, I feel you said the only thing that's old is this work. Oh, don't worry. Everybody gonna get this work. You ain't got to worry one little bit about that, right? So to me, I think we have to be very, very clear and very, very honest, because what winds up happening is we start listening to people who have less than 2 connected brain cells and had 5 classmates their entire school career, and we can't figure out why in the world they're talking, especially without their helmets. So when people start acting cuckoo, then we got to start moving a different way. It's just that simple. When people start acting cuckoo, we got to make sure we move a different way. So the next thing that I want to make sure that we address, right, is there are going to be people who say these things that, again, just don't make no sense, right? You know, they'll say, well, foundational Black Americans have advocates, and yes, it is not, this is not some new concept. And when I say this, I mean people organizing around a lineage. Jewish people organize around Jewish interests. Irish Americans organize around Irish heritage. Native populations organize around tribal interests. Women organize around ovarian issues. But population producing organizations does not turn the population into an organization. Let me Umar that. Let me Umar that real quick. A population producing organizations does not turn the population into an organization. Let me put it another way. Even though I got my issues with this organization, the NAACP, or whatever they're calling themselves this week, is an organization. Black people aren't. The American Legion is an organization. Veterans aren't. You have to learn the difference between a population and somebody advocating for that population. Hopefully that sunk in. Hopefully y'all caught that. Yo, shout out to Marmar, new to the channel and decided to catch her first live. Salute to you. Appreciate it. What up, though? So for me, I need y'all to understand, you know, we're not doing this. Yeah, Marmar, you know I was going to say it 3 times. Go on now. So welcome to everybody who is brand new. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. And we're going to keep going because I'm going to address and dissect every single part of this down to its lowest common denominator. So now let's get serious. And I want to be very, very serious about this, because references to the hateful, racist, warmongering terrorist organization known as the KKK was organized. They had memberships. They had chapters. They had leaders. They had ideology. They had political objectives. Coordinated intimidation tactics. Somebody stop me when I'm lying. Racial terror. Violence directed towards foundational Black Americans. Voter suppression. Organized campaigns against Black political participation. The Ku Klux Klan didn't become infamous because somebody posted something disrespectful about Black people. They organized terror against foundational Black Americans. To put that another way, people were beaten, people were murdered, people were intimidated from voting. Federal law had to step in and respond. The United States government did not mobilize against the Klan because somebody got ratioed on Twitter. If I were to be buried and I were to have a tombstone, I plan on being cremated when I go, I would want one thing to be added to my tombstone. On my epitaph, it needs to say, words mean things. Fam, words mean things. The KKK is an organization. Foundational Black Americans are a lineage. I'm gonna need y'all to share this out. M. Meta Barber says, is the KKK still a thing? I do not know. But since it was invoked, I am going to break down the historical ramifications of that group versus a lineage. It does not matter. Shaka Jones, who the hell is we? One. Two, you on the wrong show, partner. Because we're Americans, okay? Every human being, with very few exceptions, comes out of Africa. With very few exceptions. So by that logic, Donald Trump's African. Knock it off. Please don't derail from my post because I will definitely have the mods remove you quick, fast, and in a hurry. You got 3 minutes to get it together. And by the way, organizations will evolve. They will devolve. They will become more clandestine. But any way you slice it, you can have a father who was in the KKK and then you join the KKK. But that is not a lineage. That is what the Black Greek letter organizations would call a legacy. Period, point blank. So now, I want to be really clear on this. And I don't want y'all to rock with me on this. And I need y'all to let me know that you're with me on this. I'm going to ask some questions. Can somebody point out an FBA chapter to me? Can somebody show me an FBA chapter? Is there somebody who can show me the FBA command structure? Anybody? I'm trying to understand. Hold on. Let me see if maybe we need some thinking music up in here. Let me see. Can somebody show me the initiation ceremony? I'm pretty sure my circumcision didn't count when I was born as the initiation in the foundational Black Americanhood. Can somebody show me when foundational Black Americans have launched an organized lynching campaign where we take pictures after we lynch somebody and send them around like postcards? Anybody? I need y'all to talk back to me. Has that not happened? Has that happened? Can somebody show me the foundational Black American voter intimidation strategy? Is there some type of voter intimidation campaign that foundational Black Americans have launched to stop people at polling places from voting because they're not foundational Black Americans? No, we're going to go down the list because I want to make sure that we're 100% clear, because I want to get all the nonsense out of the way up front right now tonight before I lay my head on my pillow. Dimples, you better thank a YouTube member who's been a member for a month. Appreciate you, Dimps. She says, got me up now. You touched on this in the tether doctrine. Yes, I do. There's a difference between race and lineage. You cannot attach the horse to this wagon. Thank you. And by the way, if you have not gotten the tether doctrine, now is your opportunity. Make sure you get it because it's phenomenal. Let me get that up for you. Let me pull this down so y'all can see real quick. Thank you, Dimples. This ain't social media content. This is an intellectual property. So I'm talking, and this is also my dissertation and my research paper for my doctorate. This is one of the hardest things I have ever written, but it is backed with practical receipts, legal analysis, research, and history. If you have not gotten the tether doctrine, you can get it right now at the link in my bio, link.me/the business bully. You can also click the link in the description and get the tether doctrine. It will enlighten you, because what we need is people to understand the importance of having the argument broken down, and it's available right now. Dr. Graham, shout out to Dr. Graham. Dr. Graham, I sent you an email. I wanted to see if you actually got the dissertation. But anywho and anyhow, I want us to keep rolling, because I want to go through this entire KKK thing. So we've established that there's no organized lynching campaign, that foundational Black Americans don't have an initiation ceremony, that we don't have a command structure, there's no FBA chapters. We've gotten all that out of the way. There's no voter intimidation strategy. Where is the coordinated racial terror? Is anybody aware of any foundational Black American coordinated racial terror that does not involve calling somebody a tether or an African booty scratcher? Is there somebody who can break that down to me? Yeah, no, I didn't think so either. What about the millions of descendants of show me where millions of descendants agreed to this alleged ideology? Like, did y'all check a box before you came down from heaven and threw your mama's cooch? Anybody? Shout out to my homegirl, Messy Michonne. Bueller. No, it hasn't happened yet. Okay, cool. So, to put this another way, and I want to be extremely clear about this. If you can't show me clan level structure, okay, and I'm gonna run this down. I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and clip this, because I know people are going to try and mistake or misinterpret what I'm saying. But in order to respond to something, you got to make sure that we're all on the same page. So if you can't show me clan level structure, clan level conduct, or clan level terror, stop borrowing the clan's name to make your argument sound scarier. Calling something the KKK doesn't prove your argument. It only proves that 3 letters frighten people historically. Now, if a foundational Black American person says something xenophobic, I want to be clear. Unprovoked, call them out. If somebody insults Africans for no good reason, call them out. If somebody insults or threatens Caribbean people, call them out. Wait for this one, because I know some of you in here are about to have your whole panties in a bunch, but stay with me. If Tariq Nasheed says something wrong, then challenge Tariq Nasheed. If Dave Anderson says something wrong, challenge my black ass. So here's a simple rule. Individual speech belongs to individuals. Let me try this again. Individual speech belongs to individuals. Don't make my dead ancestors accessory to somebody else's bad tweet. That's bad faith. That is not a good look. It is horrible that people do that. We're not going to do that here because we're adults and we know better. Respectfully. And I want to make sure that we are clear that that's not going to fly. Ancestry ain't Rico. Ancestry ain't Rico. You cannot arrest the family tree. You can't. It don't even make no sense. Respectfully. Right? So I think for the most part, I've been able to put that nonsense to bed, hopefully. By the way, link.me/the business bully for people who keep asking where to get the Tether Doctrine. It is available right now. S. Frederick Bridges says, okay, Dave, can your commentary not be so spicy? Just a bit more clean, sir. I haven't dropped a cuss word yet. What is spicy about what I'm saying right now? Does it make you uncomfortable? Please explain yourself, because I have absolutely no idea what you just babbled on. Respectfully, I have no idea what you're talking about right now. Like, I'm in here breaking down an argument logically based on what was said in said argument. So I'm a little confused as to what in the bloody blue blazes you are talking about right now. And while we're trying to figure that out, right, what I would love for you to do is to make sure that if you have not shared the video, if you have not shared this live, if you have not hit that like button, it would be great if you did that. It really would. It would make a whole big wide world of difference. It truly would. It truly would. I would really appreciate that. So to me, I think it's extremely important that we have real live conversations. Make sure that those conversations are extremely well thought out. Be able to verbalize our thoughts in a real way, and make sure we're not bugging out, because don't nobody got time for that. Respectfully. Because for what? You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Now, Tasha K goes on to say that y'all want me to deny my husband. Nobody needs Tasha K to deny her husband. If anybody has called for her to denounce her husband, that's utterly ridiculous. He's Malian, right? That's fine. Celebrate it. Respect it. Learn the history. Cook the food. Fly the flag. Like, all that's fine. You can love that man. That's your husband. His ancestry existing does not erase yours. Is Tasha K a foundational Black American? I'm not quite sure. Marriage joins families. It does not merge everybody's ancestors into one ethnicity. So you can sleep in the same bed without having the same great-great-grandmother. That's okay. Now, when it comes to the children can inherit multiple lineages. That's normal. That's not an identity crisis. That's called genealogy. They got whole PBS specials about it. National Geographic do them all the time. It's fine. If one parent has FBA lineage and one parent has recent African lineage, the child does not need to erase either side. Having two histories doesn't mean you have to murder one in order to exalt the other. And to me, the children aren't the problem. This whole part of that video, is a straw man argument. The straw man is my problem, never the children, right? And then she says, you know, y'all want me to deny my husband, my kids, my grandma. I don't know where grandma's from. And honestly, respectfully, I don't even need to know. Grandma doesn't establish whether the KKK comparison is logical. Grandma could have arrived from Ghana, Georgia, or Jupiter, and she still doesn't turn an ancestral category into an organized hate group. Period. Point blank. That's it. And I want to be super clear about that. Yo, what up, Charm? I see you. Good to see you. The Star Hidden Colors 3 right there, Charm. I see you. What's happening? Hope all is well. Marmar said, according to what she said, she's not. Okay, well, I will definitely make sure I have that conversation with her if I get the opportunity to speak, but we'll get there as we go. Now let's see here. Here's what I want to say to y'all, because there's a part of this whole situation that Tasha K might be right about. And my whole thing is, I ain't got no problem giving credit where credit is due. Some FBA rhetoric can absolutely be ugly. I'm not gonna act like it's not. Some people are hostile towards African immigrants. Sure. Some people are hostile towards Caribbean people. Absolutely. Some rhetoric can absolutely be criticized. Criticize the rhetoric. Call out names. Name the person who actually said it, because it wasn't all of us. I know 40, 50 million of us did not walk around calling her husband an African booty scratcher. Because if I was going to insult somebody, I can come up with a whole lot more creative things than that one. I ain't used that one since like 86. Not only do I want you to name the, because people say, this is all this xenophobic, nope. Who said it? Name the person who said it. Run receipts, especially when you're in the receipt running business. You should be able to pull up the receipt when they said what they said. And if you can't pull up the receipt, you know who said it, so then you call out their name. I don't care if it's Fleabag Thought 64. You call them out. You run that clip, you make the case, but you do not indict genealogy. To put that another way, if your evidence has a username, hold the username accountable. You don't get to subpoena my ancestors. You don't get to attack my bloodline and disparage it because some moron, whose name we still don't know, said something against your husband. Now, let's move the conversation forward just a little bit, because now I want to talk about Chicago. I think talking about Chicago is extremely important. Shout out to Bebe with the $5 super chat. You better thank the YouTube member. Says Tasha K is Caribbean and foundational Black American. She invited an FBA expert panel to appear on her show. Don't go. She wants views. See, the thing of it is, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going. I'm going because every time I don't go to one of these things, hundreds of you will sit up here and bomb my inbox talking about, man, Dave, they should have had you up there. How come don't nobody ever call you? Man, they be hating Dave. Hey, Dave, man, Dave, you would have just cooked everybody. So I'm going. And you know what? I'm going to do everything I possibly can to make everybody of my lineage, of my ilk, my people proud to say, listen, I stand behind Dave Anderson. That's why I'm going to do it. So yeah, I get where you're going, but to me, let's not worry about a branch of the tree when I'm here to cut the whole forest down. Stay with me. I got you. Let me rock. Let me do my thing. Let me do my thing. Trust me on this. So let me break this down. And I'm talking about this because it deserves energy. Gang violence is serious. Gang violence destroys Black communities. But I have a question for y'all. I feel like I feel like Mary. I got a question for you, so you already know the answer. What the hell does gang violence prove about a lineage? Did the shooter join a gang? Probably. Did he join FBA? You cannot, in any way, shape, or form, you cannot, and let me say it again, you cannot join an ancestry.
Oh my God.
It's just that simple. When Chicago police arrest a gang member, they book the suspect. They don't go into his great-grandmama house while she making sweet potato pies on Sunday and arrest his great-grandmama. They arrest the suspect. Now, the difference between gang affiliation and a foundational Black American lineage is a gang affiliation is behavioral. Lineage is genealogical. Let me say that one time for the folk in the cheap seats who said, but, what? I don't understand. Gang affiliation is behavioral. Lineage is genealogical. Those are not synonyms. Not every gang is racially mixed. Let's keep it a buck. We don't need to make no exaggerated claims. Gang membership exists across multiple racial and ethnic populations. Being Black doesn't automatically establish foundational Black American ancestry. You can't look at a mugshot and identify somebody's 1870 census record. Chicago homicide detectives aren't doing ancestry.com before the arraignment. You feel me? Again, a gang has membership. I'm gonna say this again. Oh, okay. I see we got some smart asses up in here. Let me tell you something. You say something disrespectful about my people, I'm kicking you out. It's just that simple. I just booted somebody. Keep playing. A gang has membership. A gang has identity. A gang often has structure. A gang involves a code of conduct. People join. People leave. Compare that with lineage. You are born into lineage. You don't join. You don't quit. Ironically, gangs are structurally closer to what she's describing than FBA is because gangs actually have membership. That in and of itself is what we call an important factoid. Now, I'm gonna need y'all to hear me real clear on this because we're gonna go down the line. We're gonna go down the line. I got what we call time today. Your boy has time today. Have you hit that like button? I need to make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. If you're here and you're new, welcome. We're just breaking this down for people who are just coming in, right? So people like to say things like, well, you know, Black people kill Black people. Crime's not an ancestral ideology. Murder is committed by people. Robbery is committed by people. Gang violence is committed by gang members. The Klan's violence mattered, ironically and historically, because it was organized around a racial and political objective. A Black man committing murder is evidence against the murderer. It is not evidence against Black genealogy. By the way, I know this one's going to piss some of y'all off, but a lineage does not pull a trigger. People do. I'm going to say it again because maybe y'all ain't hearing me. A lineage does not pull a trigger. People do. Hopefully that registered with somebody caught just what I put up, because that right there is extremely important. Because I want to be able to have honest conversation. Okay, now I heard some names that were mentioned that I wanted to make sure that I addressed. Let's see here. Let's talk about you know what? Even before I get to that, I want y'all to see something about Chicago gang violence. Can we do that real quick? Because I think this is extremely important because we need some context and we actually need some receipts. So let's go ahead and roll this beautiful bean footage about Chicago gangs. All right. And then we're going to come and we're going to address the rest of this. Let's go. Roll the clip.
In Chicago this summer, police are dealing with an unsettling spike in violent crime after a drop in the homicide 2 years. This weekend, 11 dead and 34 injured. More now from special correspondent Chris Bury.
In Chicago, this is the season of sorrow and grief. Every summer, tears flow as the body count climbs with the temperatures. This is the killing season. Many of those killed are kids filled with promise, including Vonzell Banks, just 17. For his family, the pain is unbearable. But so many young people like him are dying that the whole city is grieving too.
Do you think it's too much for a city to let parents see their kids graduate?
Even Chicago's hard-charging mayor, Rahm Emanuel, had to choke back his tears.
I tell you this as a father of 3. This is not natural. This is not right. They deserve better.
By all accounts, Vonzell Banks deserved better too, playing by the rules, staying out of trouble, spending time at church. They called him Drummer Boy for his talent keeping the beat for the choir. For his pastor, Darrell Smith, the pain is personal. He watched Vonzell grow up.
He was brought up in a traditional type family where it was yes, sir, yes, ma'am, and thank you very much, and I appreciate you, those type of things. So therefore, there was never any indication on for me to see that he had any type of interaction with drugs or with any type of violence, or he was not that. No, not at all.
So a good kid.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That promising life ended during a family outing over the July 4th weekend at this playground, a gritty slab of asphalt on the city's south side. In a bitter irony, it had recently been renamed for Hadia Pendleton, the 15-year-old honor student whose killing drew national attention when she was shot to death in another park just days after performing at President Obama's second inauguration. Her parents were beyond dismay to learn of Vonzell's killing here.
I was devastated. The park, we just got the park renamed, and already, it was a murder here.
My emotions really got the best of me, to be perfectly honest, because the situations were so similar between what happened to my daughter and what happened to their son.
Like Hadia Pendleton and so many others in Chicago, Vonzell Banks died from a bullet intended for someone else. In this case, a gang member who ran onto this basketball court fleeing a rival. Police say the gangbanger pulled out a gun and fired indiscriminately, hitting Banks in the back. His cousin, also shot, survived.
Vonzell died in his father's arms. The father not only lost his son, but he held him as he took his last breath.
Yeah, that's not really something we do as a lineage. So like the grassroots of foundational Black Americans are not running around here making that type of stuff happen. We're just not. And anybody who says we are is a fat face on lie, to quote Cat Williams. So I really don't have time for that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? The Real Texas Cowboy says Dallas to NY, we all FBA. Yes, indeed. So again, somebody said, why are you block one rude comment, but not the tether one that's rude also? I don't know if you know this or not, but hi, I'm hosting a show. Like, you find something to do. If I see something, I block it. We got mods in here. Go on now. Like, miss me with that. You come here talking crazy, bands will make you dance right up on out my door. Like, I don't have time for that. Lock Profits, you better thank the YouTube member. Says, sure hope Dave shows up to Tasha's Zoom on Sunday instead of Godfrey. I got an email from Tasha K. I'll be there Sunday 7 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be there. I will be there. And if I'm not, somebody didn't send me a link or something happened to me. But listen, I have cleared my Sunday evening. And I usually don't give up my Sunday evenings, but this is a special occasion and my people need me, so I'm gonna do what I got to do. If you haven't gotten the tether doctrine yet, I'm definitely going to make sure that you get that. Go ahead, let me put the link up for y'all, because a lot of times folks don't know where to go. So let me go ahead and put that up for you right now so that y'all can go ahead and get the tether doctrine. And of course, you know that when you get the tether doctrine, you can also you can do all types of like payment options, Klarna, Afterpay, all that kind of good stuff, because it's not just the book. You also get, you know, the records that come with it. You get the VIP discussion. There's a lot that comes with the tether doctrine, but you need to make sure that you're well equipped and well armed. So I'm going to go ahead and put that link up. And the Real Texas Cowboy said, "Do you know who all is on the panel?" No, I don't. I just got a link saying, "Hey, can you be here Sunday at 7?" And I said yes, and that was that. Like, it don't matter who's gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Like, as long as I show up and do what I'm supposed to do, everything else will fall into place. You feel me? I just don't believe in trying to do anything beyond that. You know, Chaos Rain says, "Isn't Tasha FBA?" I'm not sure what her lineage is. I've never looked into it. Again, all of this came up, and I decided to make sure that I got myself there. So that's just what I'm trying to do. Make sure that we have love and correction, you know, and that's it. And that's the thing. Like sometimes y'all remind me a lot of my family, because my family be like, "Yo, Dave, don't go choking nobody." I'm like, well, when have you ever seen me choke somebody? Right? Or somebody say, "Don't let somebody out, don't let them off the hook. You know, keep your foot on their neck." Listen, have y'all not seen me before? Because if you have seen me before, you know I'm really big on putting the pedal to the metal. You feel me? And that's my whole thing. We got to make sure that people understand that this isn't a group. We're not a band. We're not the Beatles. We ain't New Edition. We're foundational Black Americans. It is a lineage. Shaw, who are you? This fool talking about FBA. I knew he was bogus. How am I bogus? You know what was bogus? The condom that busted that resulted in your birth. That was bogus. Me, I'm not bogus at all. Bitch, I'm him. Respectfully. You can get on up out of here and enjoy your evening. My first time hearing from you was from O'Shea Duke Jackson. Well, I appreciate that. So let me make sure that I'm having a very clear conversation. When you saw all those people in Chicago talking about the gang violence, and it's funny because Rahm Emanuel was the mayor when that PBS special came out. And the thing that's funny about that is Rahm Emanuel left the Obama White House and went down to Chicago, and crime was just out of control, and it's just been worse ever and ever and ever and ever since. So yeah, nah, we ain't got time for that. We really don't have time for that. And I promise you, like, that's what I'm looking forward to. A day when we start holding everybody accountable, because people don't understand the importance of respect. Yo, AK said, "Germantown, Haynes Street in the house. Appreciate all you do, brother. You're very necessary and a truth teller. I definitely appreciate that. And if you want to show your appreciation, I'm going to say this one more time. Get the tether doctrine. Get the tether doctrine. I feel like Dr. Umar. Get the tether doctrine, my brother. Get it now. Link.me/the business bully. It is absolutely incredible. You know, and so I'm trying to make sure that we're there. Let's see. What up, though, Osborne Ron? What's happening with you? Mr. Troy said, I grew up in Chicago. I ain't never going back. He said that like Richie. Yeah, I ain't never going back. Yeah. I'm not mad at you. Now, there's somebody else that got mentioned in this. There was quite a few people who got mentioned in this, right? And I want to make sure we talk about this. This is a situation where Brother Polite got mentioned. If I'm not mistaken, Brother Polite got mentioned. And I'm going to play something that Tariq said in regards to Brother Polite. And again, I don't know that man's lineage, and personally, I don't really care. There's other things that man has done, and we don't need to dive all into that because we already know what all that's about. But I'm gonna let Tariq rock for a little bit, and then we're gonna have a further discussion. While I do that, I'm going to take a look at your super chats, take a look at your chat comments, make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's roll a clip.
Brother Polite is going to jail, and I touched on that a little bit. I don't want to get too deep into it because we're talking about, and I don't want to get a strike because you're talking about violation of children and all that. I don't want to get too deep, you know. But yeah, that's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
That's horrible. And you know, Polite years ago, he was in one of our films years ago, and he's done a lot of stuff on the Breakfast Club and all of that stuff. And that's horrible. But yeah, if you did that type of shit, you going where you supposed to go, and we got to understand this. So let's open this thing all the way up, and we're gonna with the Brother Polite thing. That's some disgusting stuff when you look at what really went down when you read the paperwork, and you guys can look online and see that's some pretty disgusting stuff. And here's the thing, family. This goes back into what we're talking about. You know, we Foundation of Black Americans, we see folks and you know we kind of embrace them. But Brother Polite is non-FBA. He's a non-FBA cat. So again, this goes into us looking into people's background and saying, hey, man, can we bring certain people around us without checking their background? We got to start checking everybody's background. Yes, Polite is a Nigerian dude.
Oh, my
Nigerian.
God.
Again, I was cool with Polite, but that type of shit messing with kids, I ain't cool with that. And again, that's why we check people's paperwork.
Gave it away.
That's why we're checking people's paperwork right now. Yeah? Yes.
So, according to Tariq, and I don't know for sure, but I imagine that, you know, he's usually pretty good as far as I've known for the past 20 some odd years. I've known Tariq. He's been pretty good at being factual in his receipts. So if he says 9 times out of 10 that Polite is non-FBA, then he's non-FBA. Shout out to Copper Brand for the 10 jewels and the hiding. Appreciate you so much for that gift. Also, thank you, Greenhouse Fund, for the Uncle Alert gift. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate you being here. Make sure y'all can hear me okay. Y'all can see me okay. We're gonna keep it pushing. Ugh. Anywho and anyhow, right? Brother Polite is Brother Polite. Whatever he did belongs to him. His behavior don't become hereditary. Thank you, Jesus. Crime is not genetic intellectual property. Your genealogy doesn't inherit somebody else's indictment. That's that. So now that we gotten that out the way, because we got so much other stuff to get to tonight, let's talk about your favorite, the Prince of Pan Pizzas, Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar was also brought up in this situation, and I want to make sure that we have a real conversation about Umar Johnson. You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? So Umar, in case you have been under a rock someplace, has vehemently disagreed with all things foundational Black American. He even tried to start some type, I don't know what he called it, DARPO, HARPO, ADFA, dashiki, I don't know what he called it. But Umar is a pan pizza, I'm sorry, a pot pie, I'm sorry, a pot pies, I'm sorry, the Prince of Pork Rinds, I'm sorry. He is definitely not a foundational Black American as far as his lineage, from what I understand. If I'm not mistaken, he's Cuban. That's one. Two, he has issues, and he tried to start his own thing. He went to his press secretary, Loon, and started talking about he's going to start DARPO or HARPO or whatever the hell it was called. Don't nobody even want that. So nah, let me break this down. Umar has publicly, and I need to say this again for people who have not caught it, Umar has publicly disavowed and disrespected foundational Black Americans, says he don't like it, he don't believe in it. He criticizes not only the ideology, but people who think like that. You know, all of these YouTubian, bruh, you can call us YouTubian as if we're some type of Martian race or whatever the case may be. Where's the school? Where's the school, Umar? Never mind. I'm gonna just let him have a conversation with his press secretary, and I'll let y'all watch. So let's go ahead and roll this clip right quick.
A movement called FBA.
Okay. FBA is a lineage. It is not a movement.
Pan-Africanism and FBA. How do they contrast or complement one another?
Okay. Well, first of all, Pan-Africanism is the Black man's oldest formal political ideology. We gave birth to the first free, independent Black nation in the world, Haiti, right? Pan-Africanists are some of your greatest Black leaders, your greatest Black organizers. If you're looking at achievements, nobody compares to Pan-Africanists. Nobody. Hebrews, Moors, Nawapians, Gods and Earths, Nation of Islam, I love them all. Nobody compares to Pan-Africanism. If you want to go achievement for achievement, you can put all them together. You don't touch us. Okay. And I say that respectfully, but it's the truth.
Respectfully, in the past 25 years, what has Pan-Africanism done for foundational Black Americans? I know what it hasn't done, produced a school, but let them go.
Okay. ADOSFBA, respectfully, I'm going to go with both groups because they represent basically the same thing. But
no, we don't. American descendants of slaves is American descendants of slaves. Foundational Black Americans are descended from slavery, but also descended from the lineage of people who were already here, who got reclassified. That's why delineation is important, distinction matters, and understanding the subject that you're speaking on before you speak on it is something I would expect from a scholar. But I digress. So let them go.
But there are differences, right? So ADOS,
which is a descendant of slavery.
No, they're first. FBA comes later.
Okay.
Okay, but they both exist. FBA is more popular, right?
Okay.
ADOS FBA. I don't have a problem with the American African people seeing the need to make it clear to other branches of the global African family that when you come here, you need to be clear that we built the house and rolled out the carpet for you. Be respectful in my home the same way you would want for me to be respectful in your home. So the concept of that American African identity, I have no issue with it. It needs to be done. It needs to be said. This is not new. What is new about it is the adversarial stance that they are taking towards African immigrants who come here from the diaspora, and the energy that they give them, the negative energy that they give them, which supersedes the negative energy you give to the white man who enslaved you then and oppresses you now. There's nothing a continental African immigrant can do to me that can supersede what the white man has done to me. There's nothing a
Instead of
Caribbean,
trying to
Central South American African immigrant can do to me that can exceed what the white man has done to me. So why is it I can have so much vitriol, hatred, disrespect, animosity towards someone who looks like me just because they came from another place, when the white man who's responsible for my hell here, I'm never giving him half that energy?
I'm from Philly. Umar's from Philly. And last I checked, you made over $2 million for a school that still hasn't opened yet in almost 2 decades. You're more oppressive to the people who donated to your school than the magical white man that you speak of. And I don't understand how the Prince of Pan-Africanism, if he thinks all of these things, why is he still here? Well, why is he still here? Because he ain't got nothing to do with foundational Black Americans. He's made it abundantly clear he don't want to have anything to do with foundational Black Americans. So I'm a little bit confused. Can somebody break it down to me? Shout out to everybody giving me these Uncle Alerts. Shout out to Greenhouse Fund. Shout out to Lester Vereen. Appreciate you. Shout out to Cynthia. Appreciate you. Greenhouse Fund again with the Uncle Alerts. Y'all love giving me Uncle Alerts. I will take them. I'm not trying to be a nephew. Yeah, so let me help this person out here, because again, bands will make them dance. I ain't got time. Not going back there. Well, why hasn't Umar gone to Cuba? Does he not want his free loaf of bread for 6 months? 1 loaf of bread for 6 months? He don't want that? Cool. Shout out to Sugar Cane Kimberly K with the Uncle Alert. Appreciate you. Last I checked, and I want to be clear on this. I need y'all to explain something to me, right? Umar publicly disagreed with foundational Black American ideology. You just saw a clip. So I'm gonna need y'all to explain to me, how can the man who argues against foundational Black Americans simultaneously be evidence of what foundational Black Americans represent? Anybody? Anybody? I'm trying to understand. Can somebody break that down to me in like super simple terms? I'm trying to understand. I'm really trying to understand. Okay, cool. So you can't make Dr. Umar both the opposition and the spokesperson. You got to pick a lane. Also, Pan-Africanism is not foundational Black American. Umar is not Tariq. Tariq isn't me. Black people do not share one political brain. Every Black man with a microphone is not the same in the group chat. So let's break this down a bit further, shall we? I need y'all to be clear about something. There are 2 different conversations happening right now. So let's take conversation A. Conversation A is, should American descendants of slavery delineate themselves? Conversation B, do some foundational Black American people behave badly towards immigrants? Both can be discussed. Neither automatically establishes the FBA is equal and tantamount to the KKK. So what wound up happening, and I see this a lot, is that you take criticism of individuals and then you just staple it onto an ethnicity. That's where the error comes in. So I want to make sure that we're attacking the error and not the person. And that's where we go, because that in and of itself is the problem here. And I want to make sure that we are clear on this. Very clear. So while we're doing this, I want to make sure that we understand exactly where we're going and what that looks like, because a lot of times we be all over the place. And because we're all over the place, we got to make sure that we stay, I hate to put this way, but there's no other way to put it. Let me break this down. Saying who I am is not the same thing as attacking who somebody else is. Saying who I am doesn't say who you're allowed to be. Recognizing my history does not automatically somehow magically erase yours. Ain't no foundational Black American Harry Potter. We're not just taking our magic FBA wands and just, tether us, disappear them. Like, ain't nobody doing that. Right? Difference is not hatred. Delineation is not discrimination. I need to make that 100% clear. Delineation is not discrimination. Shout out to Makiba Anderson with the 10 jewels. Thank you for the gold coin. Mr. Burt says with the $5 super chat, Obama's father was African, which made it easy for him to ignore the foundational Black Americans. No hate crime bill, no financial aid, no institutional aid. Yeah, what's Joe Biden's excuse? Kamala Harris' excuse, anybody? Like, the thing of it is, all of these folks, mostly tethers and non-foundational Black Americans, will find a myriad of reasons to not take care of the people who built this country. And we have to continue to hold them accountable and make sure that if we got to vote for the couch, or we've got to hold them accountable financially, responsibly, or get them up out of there by backing another candidate, then that's what we do. Shout out to Jermaine with the 550 jewels in the shopping cart. Definitely appreciate that. Thank you so much. Also, thank you for the flower from Anwar Williams. Appreciate that. But delineation is not discrimination. Nigerians can be Nigerian. Jamaicans can be Jamaican. Haitians can be Haitians. Black Americans have every right to identify their own lineage too. Everybody gets an ethnicity, and I need to be clear on this. Everybody gets an ethnicity until foundational Black Americans start naming ours. Then all of a sudden, genealogy just becomes so dangerous and can't nobody figure it out, and we don't know what the heck happened. Let me tell you something, and I want to be abundantly clear on this. We can cooperate without pretending we're identical. We can love each other without depending or trying to rewrite history, right? We can build businesses together, but unity does not require historical amnesia. Solidarity means that I respect your story while still standing in mine. Sameness means somebody has to erase theirs. Your history deserves a name. It does, whether you are Haitian, Jamaican, Ghanaian, Liberian, Ethiopian. Your history deserves a name, and mine deserves the same. So let me break this down. Let me make sure that we are very, very clear. And I talk about this in depth in the Tether Doctrine, which you can get at the link in the description. I put it in the chat before, so I'll put it up again in a minute. But what I really want to do is making sure that I break this down in a way that nobody can misconstrue or misuse. So saying who I am does not mean that I am erasing who you are. And I think it's important that we have that conversation, because too many times we get caught up in how somebody feels, not about the actual facts. And that's bothersome to me. And I want to say something very clearly. Because what tends to happen at this point is that we forget about what we're here for and why we need to be here. And that becomes a problem for me. When we're talking about delineation, we're doing it for a few reasons. Number one, It's our story. And our story is different than anybody else's story. Not better, just different. And I think that's important because I have never once seen a Jamaican take credit for something a Haitian did. And when we're talking about things that are lineage based, that becomes a problem. FBA reparations arguments are fundamentally aimed at America. Fundamentally aimed at America. To put it another way, when we're talking about reparations, we're talking about American slavery. We're talking about American Jim Crow. We're talking about American government policy. We're talking about American institution, American injuries, not Mali, not Nigeria, not Cote d'Ivoire, not Jamaica, not Trinidad. Nigeria did not redline Detroit. Jamaica did not write Alabama's Jim Crow laws. America created this injury. So the claim goes to America. Specific injury, specific population, specific debtor. That's as simple as I can make it. Shout out to Be Easy with the 100 and the Silver Star. Appreciate that. Shout out to Side Note 9 with the 100. Shout out to user CP5YI8CR5W with the 2 joules. I definitely appreciate that. If you are chatting, there's so many going so fast, I can't see everything. And that's what I'm trying to get people to understand. So if you got something you really want to say, it doesn't make any sense. Let's see here. Let me help you out here. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Please Hardaway said, talk your talk, Dave. OG Ralph B says they do got the best cakes, no butter, no sugar. I'm so upset at you right now. Free people of color too. Let me free you right now. Bands will make you dance. I ain't got time for that. Trying to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Somebody says so many words. Umar Zero said. Yep. But again, that's what it is. Black Mamba says all we do is talk and talk about nothing. If we ain't talking about war against the oppressors, whitey, Asians, Arabs, Mexicans who disrespect us, we wasting air. When are you leading the charge, Black Mamba? Let me know how many weapons training courses are you running? Are you teaching people any type of hand-to-hand combat? Are you in physical shape in order to lead the so-called revolution you're so bloodthirsty to have? Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Okay, cool. That's where I am with it. So again, when we're talking about a specific injury, we're talking about a specific debtor. That is the entire policy argument. So when people say, well, foundation of Black Americans ain't the only ones who went through slavery. Listen, if you're Jamaican, you might want to go see the king. Go see the king about yours. That's it. It really is that simple. If you're making it harder than that, then you're bugging out. And you can take that someplace else. Yeah, somebody said something about LGBT. That's not we're not doing that today. I'll be chill. You better. Thank you, YouTube member says Dave. FU2 said you got about 2 more hours to be making sense, bro. Listen, I ain't even gonna take that long. I'm about to bring this thing home, but I wanted to make sure that I systematically broke down everything. So I definitely appreciate it. We're gonna keep going, right? Yo, Tasha K's in the building. Tasha, where you at? Somebody give Tasha the link. Somebody tell Tasha, come on up here. Bring my sister up here. Come on, Tasha. Come on through. Let's break it down. Go ahead, click the link in my bio. In the meantime, in between time, let's stop turning KKK into slang for somebody I think is mean. People died. People were terrorized. People were prevented from voting. My own grandfather got ran out of town because he got into a fight with a Klansman's son. So for me, the clan is very, very personal to my direct ancestor, my grandfather, who I knew and loved. And a week before he died, I finally beat him in checkers. And if you understood my grandfather, my uncle, my oldest uncle, who was a teacher, and he taught at MIT. He never beat my grandfather in checkers. Now I'm of the mind that I'm thorough, but I ain't that thorough. I honestly think he let me win, but he always talked about how he got out of Virginia basically with his life, because they were going to inch lay him. So organized violence definitely matter. If everybody who says something offensive is the KKK, eventually we made the KKK nothing more than an insult. Our ancestors deserve better historical vocabulary than that, and that in and of itself is the point. Now, let me take this off the screen, because I want to make sure that y'all can see exactly what I'm saying when I say this. All right. So again, shout out to my girl Tasha K. I want to find who were the FBA people who treated your husband horribly. Absolutely, I do. I want you to show them to me, because I want to publicly condemn them. And I want you to watch how many foundational Black Americans come and publicly condemn that person or persons in question, because some rhetoric is absolutely xenophobic. Period, point blank, full stop. You know, I think that's a conversation worth having. If you disagree with Tariq, cool. You disagree with me, cool. I ain't got no problem. If you think delineation creates division, let's have that conversation. But what we don't want to do is turn criticism of a people into an indictment of everybody's bloodline. To put that another way, I will always defend anybody's right to criticize FBA rhetoric, because we live in a free country. What I won't do is surrender basic logic to make that criticism easy. Not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent, not at this juncture. Shout out to did I get this one? Jermaine, thank you for the shopping cart. Appreciate you. Tasha says, I'm great. Yes, you are, sister. You should come on up. Come on up. I can't wait to see you on Sunday. I love my fellow radio people. Bianca says, listen to Marvin Gaye's Just to Keep You Satisfied metaphorically is spot on for our delineation. I'll have to look at it from that perspective. I can't wait. But yeah, no, it's a good day when Tasha K is on the pull-up team. Tasha K said, you making points. Points were made. Points were made. Things were discussed. You're making points. Yeah, so like I really want to be able to honestly have that conversation. And this is for me extremely important. If your argument requires hatred to survive, your argument wasn't strong enough. I never come at people with hatred. Now, if you come at me like a slack-jawed North American big back, if you come at me, you know, like a mean person whose mama should have swallowed and did the world a favor, that's a different ball game. But I never come from a place of hatred. I don't like hatred. I think it's weak. I think it's low IQ. I'm a genius. I'm not trying to go through that, respectfully. Now, knowing who you are, especially given our rich and beautiful and glorious world-changing, universe-shifting history, should be more enough to make you secure. It should not make you more hateful. That's how leadership goes. Now, I need y'all to understand something. There has to be a framework for how we move when situations like this come up, because Tasha K is not a pioneer in this, and she's not going to be the last person that has a difference of opinion because somebody went out of their way to disrespect somebody or somebody that she loves, you know, or somebody that you love. So we need to start doing what we do in journalism, which is who, what, see, where see. Let me put that another way. Who, meaning who actually did it. Name them. Let's not save people now, unless it was was it Butter Biscuit bottom dropping rolling, Tasha? Tasha, was it Roland Martin? I told Tasha, come on up. Y'all keep saying pull her up in the chat. Tasha, come on up. Was it Roland Martin? If it was Roland Martin, all you got to do is give him his bag of butter biscuits, and we can get this whole thing settled. Now, Roland Martin, who has disrespected me more times than I can count, is a musty tether. But again, whole different ballgame. We need to know who it was, who did it, what they actually did, right? What C is what category? Was it an individual? Was it an organization? Was it a movement? Was it an ethnicity, or was it a lineage? So who actually did it? What did they actually do? And give me the category: individual, organization, movement, ethnicity, lineage. Then we got to decide what the connection is. What evidence connects the behavior to the everybody you're blaming? Because what happened was, if I'm not mistaken, and Tasha, please feel free to correct me on this, one individual said some dumb, low IQ, high school, not even high school, 1986 elementary school joke I used to say on the schoolyard and got said to me on the schoolyard when I was 9. Did that person, was that person powerful enough for 49 million other people to catch a stray? Because we all got hit because some moron decided to attack your husband. Prejudice, and this is what everybody needs to know, whether you're a Klansman, whether you're Asian, whether you are Dominican, Haitian, Nigerian, Bahamian, one-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater. Prejudice begins when evidence about one person then becomes a verdict on millions of people. That is the start of prejudice. And then prejudice leads to bigotry, and bigotry leads to hate, and then hate leads to violence, and then violence leads to, and that right there, we're not doing that. We will not start the petri dish of prejudice based on what one person said about somebody's loved one, especially when it comes to foundational Black Americans, because I don't play that. So what we're going to do now is make it super simple. We are going to simplify this thing down to its lowest common denominator. I am going to break it down like a Janet Jackson record with Blackstreet. Let's break this all the way down so we can keep it super simple. Is that cool? Is that all right? So now that we got our beautiful graphic up, FBA is a lineage. A gang is an affiliation. The KKK is organized, weaponized, historical, racial terror. They are a hate group. They have a command structure. They specialize in terror and violence. I'm trying to see when the foundational Black Americans got together and started putting up black fists and burning black fists in people's yards. That ain't happened yet. I didn't get that. I didn't. And I also ain't get my ID card yet. We are not a movement. We are not the Beatles. Dead ass. So we got to make sure we're very clear on this. Foundational Black Americans are a lineage. It is inherited, it is documented, it is ancestry. You can get jumped into a gang. You can't get jumped into a lineage. You're born with it. And it ain't even Maybelline. And that's why I can't wait to have this conversation with you Sunday. I was hoping that you come up here tonight. But, you know, you might have your hair tied up. You know what I mean? You might be winding down. You might have had a gummy. I don't know. But again, we're talking three different categories. We're talking three different categories. So stop pretending that they're synonyms. We ain't going to do that. We damn sure ain't going to do that. Messy Conservative says she disrespects people and lie on people that you know. Yes or no? Yes, that is true. I do know there are certain things that she has said that can be taken as disrespectful and have been disrespectful. And there are certain things that she has said that have been factually incorrect. Absolutely. Yeah, no, like, again, I'm not going to do that. But this particular issue is this particular issue. And on this issue, just like on other issues, people have made mistakes, people have lied, and people are out of order. And on this one, there needs to be some understanding. Shout out to Bianca So West Coast for the Uncle Alert. Appreciate that. Let's see. Miss Tay 15 says, when they stop calling Black Americans foul names, then we'll stop calling them tethers. Again, but everybody who is an immigrant is not a tether, but every tether is usually an immigrant. That's how that works. Just like every Black person isn't a coon, but every coon is Black. That's how that goes. Albie Chill, you better. Thank you, YouTube member says, tap the like button, subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and download Jaro Go, as Dave will be posting exclusive content on Jaro Go soon. Absolutely. Kiki Petty says, who said it, Tasha? I want to know who it is. Who is it? Is it a friend of mine? Come on. Who is it? Why we gotta wonder? I really want to know. Who was the person? Why are we saving that person? I want to know. Oh, somebody said it's a cult. Yeah, cult your ass up on out my show. Like, I promise you, I got time today. Frankie, you better. Thank you, YouTube member says, more proof. Poor education means poor use of words. Man, not with all this school I'm taking. Please. It ain't happening. You see it as a cult, well, see yourself out my chat. It's just simple. Mika said, it was wrong, the fuck? Absolutely it was. And I've said that a myriad of times. What are we talking about? It's definitely not the issue tonight. But again, wrong is wrong and wrong is wrong. Frankie says, Tasha K be deflecting. Kiki Petty says, I bet it was Flacco. Flacco's not foundational. Poetic Flacco is not foundational. You talking about the boy with the glasses who got too giddy over a penis size and rolling sex tape? Yeah, he's not foundational. So I don't think it was Poetic Flacco. I just want to know who it is. Isn't Yankee American? Last I checked. Pause. FU2 says Flacco's got a stiff tongue. Pause. I don't know. Did Tasha leave? I was trying to figure out who it was. If we was going to get some, any other time, she'd be ready to run with the bones. Bianca says, maybe it was somebody off of Zeus Networks. Couldn't be nobody off of Zeus Network. Most of them are not foundational. I'm talking about Flacco got a stiff tongue. Pause. It's a sassy alert. Yep, he's Nigerian. Y'all heard that? He's Nigerian. He's Nigerian. I'm telling y'all, I do not miss. The Craft Geek, you better thank the YouTube member says it's nobody. Nobody has done anything to her husband. It's got to be somebody. And I hope that between now and Sunday, she names who that person is so that we can publicly condemn that person. Because I can't see somebody who has a background in journalism being that psychologically and socially irresponsible to piss off 49 million foundational Black Americans by creating a scandal that did not exist and say somebody said something that they didn't say. Because why? Why would that happen? So if y'all got proof that it's a lie, that's something. Who said, Mika with the 199 super chat said, lies on other people's husbands, but we must have sympathy. When in this entire show did I say anybody should have any sympathy whatsoever? The word sympathy has not come out of my mouth except for when I read your super chat and then responded to your super chat. So yeah, nah, not at all. King Buckwild said Flacco is Liberian. He says it all the time. Again, I don't like. I just found out about who Poetic Flacco was like a week or two ago. So I don't believe that. As a conservative says, my husband is FBA and she didn't care. That is a fact. You know, and again, I think, and I've said this before, if you have this microphone, you have a responsibility to deal in facts. So a lot of y'all are saying that y'all think Tasha K is lying. So that means I have to ask that question on Sunday. Again, y'all saw I tried to invite her up. She didn't come up, and she doesn't have to. That's, you know what I'm saying? She invited me on her platform. I definitely want to look forward to having that conversation. And trust me, again, if y'all have a list of questions and things that y'all want me to ask and things that y'all want to make sure that I point out, there's the email. It ain't hard. Email me. I'm definitely going to bring them up. Period, point blank. Because my whole thing is I take a lot of pride in representing my people. And shout out to legendary 9689 with the $1 super chat says B1 family, peace and reparations. Amen to that. Yes, indeed. So shout out to everybody hitting that subscribe button. The Craft Geek, you better thank a YouTube member says it just hurts that bad to see foundational Black Americans delineate. What up, D? B1, this and third. Frankie and Maldonado Gore 2. FBA is a joke, and only on the internet you see these fools. Well, we don't see you because guess where you're going? You're going to, wait for it, people. Do y'all know where he's going? Do y'all have any idea where this man is going right now? Do you know where I'm about to send this man? Yeah, that's right. He's going to block Honda forever. Say goodbye. Say goodbye to Frankie Maldonado's ass. Just that simple. King Buckwild said, ask Tasha K to send you the proof if she has it. Yeah, and that's the thing. We don't know the circumstances of what happened. And I definitely want receipts. I want to know who, what, when, where, why, how. I just went over that. Like, I want to know exactly how it happened, what was said, who said it, how it was said, how it was meant, what the context of the conversation was. How do we get here? That's what I'm missing. And that's the conversation that needs to happen. Trending right now, Block Honda. Absolutely. Y'all, look, I'm not playing. Oh, I hate stupid people. Love Hate says gangs have killed and still unalive people at this current moment. Yeah, I don't know if you know this or not, but there's like 40,000 people who are in gangs, and there's 49 million foundational Black Americans. What are you talking about? Stop. The lesson is, if you diss foundational Black Americans, shout out to Kit Cash, you better thank a YouTube member. The lesson is, if you diss foundational Black Americans, you will be clowned and checked. Absolutely. But I'm more on the checking side than the clowning side. I only clown when I have to. The last Don said Tasha K was acting like the foundational Black Americans was burning crosses on her front lawn or something. That is very true. And Kiki Petty, you took the words right out of my mouth. Black gangs have been taken care of by the government. Look at criminal justice, and the books will tell you gangs are no longer an issue. Definitely not like it was before. Shout out to Art. I see you good in there. Shaka Jones over here talking about we. Who is we? How did you get? Listen, let me help you out. Bye-bye. So that's it. Right. And that's the thing. If foundational Black Americans are offensive to people, I wonder how they felt about Black Wall Street. All the Black Wall Streets: Chester, Pennsylvania; Wilmington, North Carolina; Eatonville, Florida; Tulsa, Oklahoma; all that. But we're not having that conversation because we have to have conversations about booty scratchers. We got podcasts having whole conversations calling us this FBA thing. And I ain't even talking about Tasha K. You know, you got people talking about this, that, and the third, and want to compare, you know, whether or not we get along musically with somebody who is absolutely helping something. The shooter, the Will Shooter 216, you better thank a YouTube member, says it's a hate group because they can't get in. Hilarious. So I want to be clear on something, right? Foundational Black American tells you where somebody came from. A gang tells you what somebody joined. The KKK tells you what an organized supremacist association historically did. And I want you to understand what I'm about to say again. And I want to be clear on this again. And this is very important. Again, ancestry ain't RICO. Period. Point blank. We're not going to be lazy critics. We're going to continue to delineate. We are going to continue to be who we are, a beautiful, functional, creative people that are standing on our square and delineating. And here's why I have an issue with anybody through the so-called diaspora who has an issue with delineation. And I want to be abundantly clear on this. If you have an issue with delineation, I don't want to see one Nigerian put a flag up in their profile on Instagram. I don't want to see a Haitian put a profile flag up on Instagram. I don't want to see no Jamaicans put a profile flag up on Instagram. If y'all don't have issue with delineation, then Nigerians and Ghanaians make the same damn jollof. Let it wash over you. I got time today. If y'all have issue with delineation, why is it that y'all didn't have an issue when we delineated our way away from Kamami Harris talking about she washed her greens in the bathtub with the white people that she raises and lives with? You know, with the white people? I've been Black for well over 4 decades at this point, going on my 5th decade. And what I haven't seen is one foundational Black American grandmama with bingo wings who has any ties to my lineage wash collard greens in a bathtub. We don't do that. We don't do that here at all. And I want to make sure that we're clear on that. We're not doing that. If delineation is not a problem, right, it should never be a problem. And here's what I mean by that. If delineation was a problem, it should be a problem when South Africans are kicking out Nigerians. That's the only point I'm making right now. We're not doing that. So this is the part that I think is extremely important, and we're going to have this conversation because it is it's extremely it's the whole crux of this conversation. Let me know that y'all can hear me okay, because again, sometimes StreamYard be StreamYard, and I want to make sure that we're coming in clear. KJX11 says that's a lot of greens. Who is she feeding? A whole block? No, it was a lie. Then she says she flavored her greens with bacon. Stop playing. You know how much bacon costs? If you got enough greens to fill up a bathtub, and y'all wonder why I made Hindu Hennessy. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it right now. Legendary. Thank you for the super chat. I think I got you already. Oh, it says Hidden Color 6 coming soon. Absolutely. It should be this month or next month. I'm super excited. I had a great time shooting Hidden Color 6 with my brother's Ant CEO and also Black Alpha. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. This is going to be an incredible one. I'm going to be at every premiere I can get to. I want y'all to go to the theaters and support Hidden Color 6. Listen, this one right here, this one's for the books. I don't even think y'all ready. Let me see something here. Blue Almighty, you better thank a YouTube member with the $5 super chat. Says Tethers are members and even leaders of gangs in all Americas. All of them have immigrant membership. I don't know that to be a historical fact, but I ain't going to necessarily doubt you because I don't know. So I definitely want to make sure that we're having a real conversation. But thank you for the $5 super chat. Now, let me take this down because I want to make sure that we had this conversation. So I want to be very clear on this. I can't wait to sit down with Tasha K. I can't. And Tasha, I want you to bring your clips. I want you to bring your arguments. I want you to bring your concerns about foundational Black Americans. I want you to bring your concerns about Tariq. I want you to bring the stories about what people said about your husband. If it was people or a person, who, what, when, where, why, how, receipts, facts. That's what we're dealing with. I want you to bring it all because here's what I'm going to bring. I'm going to bring history. History is coming with me. I'm going to bring definitions. I got my dictionary ready to go. I'm going to bring lineage. I'm going to bring policy. And I'm going to bring my personal favorite, which is receipts. No screaming, no ambush, no disrespect towards your family. Just you and I having a conversation. Everybody else is yelling around because I think rational adults can do that. And I want to be clear about something. This is not, how can I put this? I'm not trying to wash Tasha K. I'm not trying to defeat Tasha K. I want to have the conversation correctly. So, again, on Sunday, I'm supposed to be, I think there's a panel happening, if that's what I understand. But a lot of y'all keep talking about a one-on-one. If you want a one-on-one, let me give y'all a suggestion. If you want Tasha to sit down with me one-on-one, respectfully, email her at unwindwithtashak@gmail.com. Right? One respectful email, no threats, no harassments, no insults. Tell her that you want a one-on-one sit-down conversation. That's it. That is it. Period, point blank. unwindwithtashak@gmail.com. I'm going on Sunday, but if y'all wanted the real conversation, that's where we go. Right? So let me slow this down. And then I got something special for you. Africa can definitely exist. The Caribbean can exist. Foundational Black America can exist. Nobody has to disappear. Recognizing you does not require erasing me. Recognizing me does not require hating you. One person is not a population. Do I need to say that again? One person, like I'm Umar, one person is not a population.
Oh my God.
An organization is not a lineage. Crime ain't hereditary. Bad rhetoric ain't hereditary. Hatred ain't hereditary. And of course, ancestry ain't RICO. Don't arrest the family tree. Let's get in the habit of punishing guilty individuals, challenging bad ideas, condemning xenophobia. Defend your family by all means, but don't prosecute the roots. Your history deserves name and mine deserves the same. That ain't hate, that's lineage. You don't have to agree with me, but if you're going to disagree, don't bring me an insult. Bring me a better argument. Let's see here 1 second. Courtney Michelle, what up? Courtney Michelle says with the $9.99 super chat, much appreciated to you. Says, how are we a hate group when it's us that got her and her husband here? It's foundational Black Americans that allowed her to be successful while another immigrant made her bankrupt. Her comments were preposterous. That is a very legitimate argument. And y'all know for me where I stand on Cardi B. I'm not a fan of anybody being weaponized and paid to be weaponized by the Democratic Party in order to lull my people to sleep. Period, point blank. So yeah, 100%. I can't argue that. Seattle Senko for TV with the $5 super chat said, even the brother Don Astamir, shout out to Don Astamir. He is FBA by lineage, but prefers African American, but is too compromised to be trusted. I haven't talked to the man in years, but he's always been cool with me. God bless him. Honestly, when we delineate on paper, it's a wrap. Legendary with the 199 super chat. I definitely feel you on that. So there is a couple more things I definitely want to make sure that we do get some things popping up in here. We'll make sure we get this up here. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, let's make sure we get that there. Okay, so let me remove this because I don't want to miss out on anything. Yeah, buddy. So let's see here. I want to make sure I get all that out the way. All right, so there's two things I want to make sure that we do today. Damn, how did we get to 54? Damn, y'all like the way y'all are spamming the chat right now is crazy. I love it. Goldilocks said, once we delineate on paper, it's a wrap for that ass. Hey. What is that? Ignoramus? IQ by an ignoramus. Tariq is in deep COINTEL. Run the receipts on that. Run the receipts on that. If that is the case, and you've got proof of that, run those receipts and let's expose it then. Or are you just trolling? Okay, cool. That's what I thought. This is one of these types of people. He said ADOS would not have idiot Tariq in their group. So just like Mulan Karenga and his US, Tariq made up in the FBA. I don't know if you know this, all names are made up. The name Africa was made up. So what are you talking about? And it's so funny, y'all ain't had that much beef with Walmart when they decided to trademark Juneteenth, but go off. Walmart talking about don't save her platform. My job is not to save her platform. My job is to have the conversation on behalf of my people. I ain't trying to save nobody's platform. I'm building mine. And by the way, since we're on the subject of me building my platform, I'm gonna need y'all real quick to make sure that y'all take a minute to comment, rate, and subscribe. Pretty please with sugar on top. Comment, rate, and subscribe. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. It ain't hard. Yeah, let me do what I'm saying. Like, because this right here, like when people come in trying to distract and say stupid stuff that don't make no sense. Zip Zip Zoom Zoom says, if you've seen the engagement between Mr. Anderson and Frank Zanu, who went viral for saying Black Americans, African Americans have no culture. They have no culture, Nazi. You'll see that Dave keeps it civil and professional. Yeah, because I'm a grown man. I'm almost 50. I got a damn near 30-year-old daughter. What I look like, yelling and screaming. Now, Dan sure ain't going to do that on a woman. Like, that's insane. Like somebody said, black culture is the hot ticket right now. It has always been the hot ticket. Legendary says they love saying Tariq is CIA. Y'all literally have nothing to CIA agents. Yeah, again, man, to me, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But I definitely got something for y'all. I'm gonna download it. Let me see here. Hopefully it's clear. Because I want to make sure we got some good energy in the room. I want to make sure we got some good energy in the room. Let me take this off because you can hear that. Shout out to Lion Poppy 7 says, I like the new haircut, brother Dave. Appreciate you. I got too much going on. I can't really be doing all that crazy shit. Like it was just a lot to deal with. And don't get me wrong, I love my locks, but trying to get a retwist, trying to, grow, and it was a lot, man. You got to do all these detox and with the apple cider vinegar. I don't know the recipe, but to me, it just doesn't do anything. Wow, congratulations to again an amazing foundational Black American, Dr. Graham, who just said, and listen, I gotta drop one of Clue's bombs on you for this. He said my page just hit the 85,000 subscriber count 45 minutes ago. Congratulations. When we hit 100K, somebody is getting $50,000 one-year coaching package with me, one of my subscribers. So we're on the road to 100K. Also, Frankie Graham, if you're still in here, make sure you check your email. I sent you a couple of emails. I'm gonna need you to hit me back on that, big homie. Appreciate you. Said thanks for the support. No, absolutely. Said I love Tariq. He has me down. Yo, Tariq is funny as hell, man. Rich Franklin said locks are Caribbean tether cut anyway. That's wild. That's wild. But I'm glad y'all like the cut for real. Did this download already? All right, yeah. So I've been waiting. Sexy Red with the $5 super chat. You better thank you, YouTube member. Says Tasha K is now apologizing for her FBA comments. I'm sorry, 84K, not 85. That's still huge. You still 40,000 more than I am. The hell, big congratulations. The Craft Geek, you better thank a YouTube member is evil. He said, will they be happy if we collab with Sally Struthers and send $1 a month? Is Sally Struthers still alive? For 32 cents a day, a price of a cup of coffee. I used to be like, a cup of coffee only 32 cents. No wonder we got so many coffee addicts in this country. Sexy Red, do you mean right now she's apologizing? Is she on live apologizing again, or talking about something else? I'm talking about what happened earlier. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with locks. I like locks. Uh-oh. About to do that mink backslide. It's time for you to walk it back. Hilarious. I can't stand y'all. Legendary said they need that Red Cross rice. I can't with you. I can't. Yeah, like it don't even make no sense. Somebody said if Tariq, Zip Zoom Zoom said if Tariq was CIA, he would have gotten arrested to give up his role more legitimacy, like William O'Neill. Yeah, no, 100%. Real quick, I got something new for y'all. Let me see if I can find it. No, it's not. It sounds like music. All right, so I got something new I just worked on. I don't know how the mix is gonna come out. So keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my. So we're gonna see. Damn, is it too large for me to play? Damn. Let me see. I might have to break it down. I might have to play it in the morning because it's telling me it's too large. Damn, how is it too large? Let me see where it is. Listen, because I had a special track I made. That's why my voice is a little sore. That's crazy. What is the proof, Ignoramus? What's the proof? While you're doing that, I'm gonna see what's up with this track because I'm trying to figure out if we can play. Because when I tell y'all, I did this one for my boy Albie Chill, who's been begging me to make this record, and I finally wrote the record and recorded the record, especially and I did it again. I did it in a rush because I was trying to make sure that we got everything up very quickly because there was a lot of moving parts today. Oh, that's why. Why is it? That's the problem. I didn't solve the problem, party people. Y'all gonna love this record. Y'all gonna love this record. Hold on, let me Let me see something. Let me go back over here, see if I can. I think that's the issue. Let me see if I can. Yeah, if I open it up this way, did Ignoramus provide any proof yet? Did we get any proof from Ignoramus, or is he just living up to his name? Being a moron. You asked me for proof, and you done block me. Blocking me. Don't be a dick. It's just that simple. Like, just don't be a dick. Like, I don't understand how you don't understand that, but again, your boy's got time today. Let me see something. Let me see here. All right, let's see here. Yeah, this y'all gotta hear this again. Bear with me. Bear with me, because as soon as I'm able to get this up, we're gonna rock with it. And I did this because we need more love. We need more love out here. Yeah. So this moron says, let's consider his nonsense buck breaking documentary. You do realize he did not provide one shred of primary source evidence, zero zilch nada. That doesn't make him a CIA agent, you cum gargling sycophant. What are you talking about? So, like, to me, that's just bass backwards. Just out here, just he did the documentary about buck breaking. It's not factual. We don't know. I have more. All I want. Listen, let me make it very simple for you. If you can prove that Tariq Nasheed or myself or Black Alpha or Ant CEO are some type of COINTELPRO conglomerate or individual CIA agents or anything like that. Matter of fact, how come you ain't come up here? How come you ain't come up here? Why are you hiding? Why don't you bring your little sassy tether mouth up here and run proof of this whole CIA COINTELPRO thing y'all love saying so much? Can you do that? Can you do that? I'm sorry, can you do that? Or are you too sassy and ridiculous? Or the only thing you know how to do is work your thumbs? Yeah, I'm sensing some moist tether energy. Yeah, I definitely think there's some moist tether energy. Again, when you make a claim against somebody's character, yes, you do have to prove it. You do, because you made a blanketed statement, a statement that could hurt my credibility as an intellectual, a best-selling author, and all of those things. And what you're saying, because you're typing it, is libelous. So yeah, I have every right to sue you. So again, while you're doing that, which is tantamount to absolutely, trash truck juice, let me go ahead and see if I can drop this real quick. Yeah. Now let's see here. Okay, so I can't play this anyway. Let's get that out of here. And let me try this one more again. I was wondering why it's such a big file. All right, y'all. I definitely wanted to give this to y'all real quick. I'll be chill. You better think a YouTube member said, who said the Hunger Games 3-finger salute is now a rolling salute? I hate y'all so much. I really do. Hey, so this is a brand new song I made. It's called Tether Love. I wanted to play it for y'all because I think there's plenty of people who have love happening, and I wanted y'all to definitely feel the love tonight. So here we go.
Sometimes love makes you see things that nobody else can see, and sometimes that's the problem.
Let's get some tether love in the building tonight, y'all.
I understand you love your man. I probably fight for mine, but love can hold somebody close without rewriting time. 'Cause people have their history, your people have one too. But loving where somebody's from can't make the facts untrue. Nobody said abandon him, nobody said choose a side, but don't erase my family tree to keep your love alive. You can hold him, you can love him, you can honor where he's from, but my ancestors don't disappear just because you become one. Tether love got you defending everything. Tether love got you changing what the words mean. Tether love, I know your heart is speaking loud, but loving him don't make my lineage a hateful crowd. Tether love, you don't have to choose between his history and everything my people need. Just love and let my bloodline be your tether love. Don't have to tether me. Because clear, I had to ask, do words still have a meaning? No hoods, no cars, no organized terror, no secret chapter meetings. The Klan was something people joined with ideology and plans. My lineage came through slavery with freedom in their hands. Then Chicago gangs got mentioned at the gangs are something people join. You can arrest the family tree for somebody else's crime. If one man shoots another man, then charge the man who shoots, but don't indict his ancestors and prosecute the rules. One person's word, but one person's word, one person's crime is theirs. A million people's ancestry can inherit one answer. Got you defending everything. Tether love got you changing what the words mean. Tether love, I know your heart is speaking loud, but loving him don't make my lineage a hateful crowd. Tether love, you don't have to choose between his history and everything my people need. Just love your love and let my bloodline be your tether love. Don't have to tether me. People all got invited, but the polite came along. Now people who don't speak for us are proof that we are wrong. So we gain every 58, they gain every descendant. One personality can make a lineage dependent. I don't hate it, I don't hate Lagos, I don't hate Bamako, I don't hate Kingston, Port of Spain, or anywhere you go. I simply know who made the dead and who the dead belongs to. America, how my ancestors, so America comes through. Only the same beginning to what's a beautiful thing. Knowing exactly where you're rooted doesn't make supremacy. Love them, hold them, protect them every night. But loving somebody deeply doesn't make every argument right. Your children don't erase it. Your husband doesn't disappear. Nobody hurts to lose themselves. For everybody to be here. Your history deserves a name, and mine deserves the same. Tether love, don't let it change what history means. Tether love, don't turn my roots into your enemy. Don't let love, you can't fill up what you chose without attacking people and knowing where their bloodline goes. You have to choose between your family and what foundational means. Just love your love and let my bloodline be. You tether love, don't have to tether me. Love your people, I love mine. Respect the roots and we'll be fine. Let's not hate, that's history.
Yeah, so that is the world premiere of my new joint, Tether Love. Tether Love. Oh my goodness. Yo, shout out to everybody who loved the joint right there. Tether Love. It's my new joint right there. Yeah, it was. I had a lot to say. I got a radio edit. I got a radio edit. Like I was feeling it. See, back in the 80s and the 90s, songs was long, like Art of Noise, Moments of Love, like listen. I had a lot to say. I got a little carried away. I got a little Love Unlimited Orchestra up in there. I got a little troop, and then I was trying to get my Force MDs meets troop vibe going. And I might have got a little carried away, but there was a lot that I had to break down. Like when y'all see the lyrics, all that stuff. By the way, if you get the Tether Doctrine, you will be one of the first people to have a mixed and mastered copy of Tether Love. Absolutely. So if y'all get that tonight, man, you will definitely get that. So super excited. Thank y'all for the fire. Really appreciate that. I'll be chill says, send me this ASAP. If you already have the Tether Doctrine, it will be uploaded to the folder. Yeah, no, and that's what I was going for, because I couldn't get the sequencing was really trying to get was to try and get a little bit more piano in. Like, well, I'm not breaking all this down. This conversation we'll have when we do that type of situation. Yeah. Beautiful. Sexy Red said, beautiful music, low income, but I'm in SoCal, so I can't walk up that steep hill. I know that's right. Yeah, it was like 5 or 6 minutes of a musical masterpiece. Don't be hating. Don't be hating. Listen. People be listening to 2-minute songs. I can't do anything in 2 minutes. That's all I'm saying to you. I take my time. That's all. Shout out to Troop, man. Troop. Oh, listen. Absolutely. The humor hides the truth. That's the only way to be. FU2 said, I need that, downloading it tomorrow. Yogi Fish said, Anchor Baby making music. Y'all gonna be at y'all job tomorrow talking about Tether Love. Yo. DB Smooth said, I noticed you made it home. Oh, listen. Look, I'm a road warrior. Look at y'all. Y'all already in the chat. Tether Love. Listen, it's a banger. So y'all let Tasha K know I'm gonna get Tasha K a copy of Tether Love. Absolutely. Because I'm sorry. Mr. Troy said God gave the right gifts to the right individuals. Listen, I do what I can. I'm former president and former student of the Teddy Pendergrass Musical Institute of Musical and Performing Arts. So yeah, no. Listen, again, I was a little nervous because I didn't have time to put all like the extras on it and you know what I mean, do all the auto tune. Just you know what I mean, vocals was very, very raw. But I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. Yeah, absolutely. He said, I got something clean to ride to in my Jag. Listen, I'm not mad. Naweka says, certified banger. Thank you so very much. So hopefully I cleared up a few things, but I gotta be intellectually honest because it's important. Let me get this off of here because like we don't need this right this second. No, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Hold on. Because I want to make sure that I get this up because again, I just realized I did not play. Oh, see, I can't even play that clip because it's too big. I was going to upload it because I was trying to catch it. But let me see if I can find it on YouTube real quick. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube. Give me 1 second. Hopefully y'all have really been enjoying the show. Hopefully that you have taken the time to hit the like button and subscribe. It absolutely means the world to me when you subscribe. It means the world to me when you show up. But let me see here because I want to let's see. Let me see here. All right, hold on. All right, I think this is it. So I'm gonna see if I can play this real quick. Hold on. Yep, I think this is it. All right, so I want y'all to check this out. I'm gonna definitely put this up for y'all real quick. All right, y'all ready? So we're gonna listen.
To refer to my family, and I get it. Everybody has they say any and everything about my family. They've called, you know, my husband gay. They've called me a dyke. They've called my kids slow. Hey, be as it may. You know, you gotta have thick skin when you're out here. But to see, I guess, them say that I don't somehow care about my people because I married an African man. That I don't care about my people because I married an African man. And then the video that I posted this morning, and I shouldn't have gave the bonnet clout. I shouldn't have did that, you know, but to refer to me and my platform or my husband as booty scratcher. Now he laughed about it. It's fine. But for me, I don't know, that hit different because I got a son, you know, I got a daughter. And I'm just like, and to see our own Black people, like, that's cool. That's cool. So here's the thing. And everybody's entitled. But here's the thing. I didn't have to react that way because at the end of the day, when I get up here, whether I make $1 or not, and I was unmonetized on this platform for a long time. Okay. A long time before I accepted monetization. That's why I have my own separate platform and I forfeit a lot of money on social media just so I could have my private platform to be able to say what it is that I want to say and laugh about what I want to laugh about. Right. With the people that genuinely fuck, you know, with the platform. And so to anybody that felt offended by me referring to FBA as the KKK, I wholeheartedly apologize. All I saw was divisiveness, and I saw a group of people attacking me, attacking my family. So I attacked back. That was my introduction to the FBA. That's what it was. And so I'm grateful to my winos that are on the app that are educating me, that are emailing me, that are apologizing for, I guess, a few bad actors that are out there. But when you do Google it, that's all that comes up is divisiveness. I don't know who's representing y'all's lineage or our lineage, because, you know, I'm from America. I was born here. My mom was born here. Yes, my grandfather is Bahamian. From what I was told, he died when my mom was 7. So that's all the roots that I've had, you know, that I know. I don't go as far as that. My grandmother was my great grandmother was a sharecropper. Okay. My great grandmother was a sharecropper. The land that I grew up on was land that she bought, you know, that her family bought during slavery. So, you know, her mom and dad died, which was my great great grandparents died during slavery. And, you know, she bought the land, worked it, helped to feed our family. She grew all the fruits and vegetables and or whatnot. But like one thing that really bothered me when I was a child was, you know, the blatant racism that, you know, we would get for being Black for no reason at all. And so the one thing that bothers me is when I see Black on Black like racism. You know, it's one thing to examine my character, right? And of course, you know, you have certain groups of people that I don't know, partake in the same activities per se, have the same morals and values, and we unwind them very heavily over here. But to just look at somebody and say, you're this because you look like this, that has always deeply bothered me to my core. I would rather judge you on your character, how you are as a person, and to us as Black Americans, because we've all experienced it, like, why would we want to do that to others? If we know that we didn't like it, why would we want to partake in that to others? And so here's all that I'm saying is that I'm completely ignorant when it comes to this movement. I just know how I felt when I was attacked, when my family was attacked, and I decided to just, here we go. Listen, here's the thing, and you know, this is not what this channel's about, to go back and forth, but I don't mind going on somebody else's channel. That's why I frequent other YouTubers' channels, to get informed, to be informed. And I'm grateful to the winos that have taken the time to inform me versus, you know, calling me out my name. They called my husband an African booty.
All right, so we got that out the way. A couple of things. I saw some things up in here. Hold on one second. And I've addressed that. So if y'all just tuning in, I did address the whole it's not a movement thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Is Tether Love playing in the background again? No good. I swear to God. Yeah. Fountain of Proof says Black on Black crime is rampant in Africa. Stop the cap. Let's see here. I saw something. Was this today? Yeah, this was just a couple of hours ago. Frankie Graham says, why do they always say it's racism to check people? Foundational Black Americans are reacting all the time and not seeking anything. Everyone wants to smoke until they get it. Yeah, she immediately apologized. Can you focus? The scroll said to check. You know what? Nope. It is a lineage. It is not a movement. Janine Feaster says, Professor Anderson, when someone says, I apologize if I offended anyone, and you are well aware you offended people, that's not an apology. That's not owning it. That is a fact. I really hate that. Like, if I, like, that's like, imagine I come up to you, right? And I punch you dead in your mouth. And I say, if I punched you in your mouth and that in any way, shape, or form hurts you, I'm sorry. You know, like I know, and we know, like you know, that me punch you in your mouth is going to hurt. That's it. And that's all. And that's the thing right there, Scrolls. Everybody can wave their flag except for us. And the reason is, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this. Respectfully, when you look at who has changed the world, when it comes to all melanated people, nobody has changed the world in the way that foundational Black Americans have. Nobody. I feel like Keith Sweat. Nobody, baby. No one has changed the world the way we have. Therefore, because we have changed the world in such a way, is that good right there? Just because we've changed the world in such a way, we're not going to sit up here and act as if it would benefit us to pretend to be anything other than what we are. So we are the best of the best, which is why the best of the worst wants to cosplay as us. That's all that is. You know, but again, if y'all got a list of questions and things that y'all want me to ask Tasha K, by all means, shoot them over to me, because I think it's extremely important. Extremely important that I have your feedback, that I know what y'all want to say. Not the feedback in the background. That is absolutely crazy. Listen, y'all, I got to get up butt ass early in the morning. I got some errands to run, and then it's going to be DAMN time. But if you have not gotten the tether doctrine, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why have you not gotten the tether doctrine yet? What is wrong with you? I need y'all to go ahead and get the tether doctrine, because yeah, no, it's absolutely phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal, and you're absolutely going to love it. Oh, damn, a lot of feedback tonight. I think my headphones might be a little hot. That's probably better. All right, so yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with us defending ourselves when we're attacked. Not going to do that. Scroll said my vibration is a little low. Yes, indeed. I'll be chill says there's nothing to do with delineation. Yo, shout out to TKO TKN. Oh, TK no nonsense. Yes, because I'm not tired. Appreciate you. Yeah, absolutely. Waving that flag with pride. Saying sorry without a true regret to block blame is called a non-apology or a deflective apology. People use this trick to look good while they dodge true blue blame. That is a fact. Frankie Graham, if you don't respond to my email, we're going to be fighting, sir. We're going to be fighting. That's it. Ask her how does she feel about reparations for FBA lineage based. Absolutely. You know, Art Game Stone, thank you for being here. She's so many a fake sign of sorry. Absolutely. Crying I'm broke is a joke. No. Listen, I'm gonna do something. Listen, you know what I'm gonna do? If y'all want right now to get the tether doctrine at 80% off, I'm gonna give you a keyword that I only use for my Erica Campbell listeners. If y'all put that keyword, if you put that keyword in at checkout, you will get 80% off. So if you put in that keyword right there, that's what it is. Yeah, I hope you get her on the show, bro. Well, I'm going to go on her show on Sunday. Hopefully she will come on ours, and we'll have a great conversation. I'm definitely looking forward to it. You know, I would love for her to pull up on the Damn Nation, and we had that conversation. And like I said before, in case you're just joining us, if you want to make that happen, then go ahead and send over an email. Go ahead and send over an email. Let me see if I can pull that up here. Hold on one second. Yeah, hold on. There it is. Yeah. Go ahead and shoot her an email, unwindwithTashaK@gmail.com. It should be a great conversation. I'm definitely looking forward to it, because that's the only way we learn is by doing. So again, I appreciate all y'all. Thank you for the thank you for the clutch, the 30 Joules stupidpeople.com too. Also, thank you for the flower, TK No Nonsense. Definitely appreciate you. Listen, DB Smooth, you better thank a YouTube member. Don't smoke her too bad. She's still a woman, nothing but sign language. Absolutely. But you know, I'm just thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled that y'all think enough of me to keep it up in there. Like I said, if y'all want to send her an email, unwindwithTashaK@gmail.com. Do not harass, do not threaten, do not disrespect. I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you to everybody who super chatted tonight. Hopefully you'll get the tether doctrine. But I just put a keyword in the chat for y'all to get a huge amount off, and that's only until midnight. So you got 20 minutes. Yeah, I mean, all it takes is one full-blood parent. You know, that is the rule. I mean, that's the distinction. So we'll see. Anywho and anyhow, let me get my ass in gear. I'm gonna check y'all out later. Holla at your boy. Y'all have a phenomenal night. And I will see y'all in the morning. Peace. Hold on, let me see something. What just happened? Thought somebody said something greasy. Oh, okay, cool. Because I ain't want to have to smack nobody. It's all good. I love that. Good night, y'all. Y'all have a phenomenal night. And again, if you can't love an FBA, get y'all some tether love.
DAM in time. Wake up, it's DAM in time. DAM in time. Truth in the booth and the whole chat line. I walk in with the facts, no fluff in the bag. Hot coffee, cold truth, let me raise that flag. They came for the jokes, but they stayed for the lesson. I turn headlines into business confessions. I don't do fake, I don't tap dance nice. I say what I said, then I say it twice. If the world gone crazy, I'm the morning alarm. With a mic in my hand and some smoke in my palm. Say DAM in. Say it one more time. If the truth hit hard, let it ride. If the show got value, put some love inside. It's DAM. Everybody say it. Don't just replay it. We live in the chat. If the facts hit home, go and tap that tap. Hands in the sky, wake up, get smart, let the nonsense die. Tap that tap, drop that love. Shack going crazy when that truth show up. Tap that tap.